In this video, we are going to look at volume formed by two functions. You will find this on page 347 in the Namibian AS-Level Mathematics textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. Volume formed by two functions. When you need to find the volume, first decide which curve or line defines the exterior, the outer surface, and which defines the interior surface. For example, which is further, the outer, from and which is closest, the innerst, to the axis of rotation. It depends if it's x or y for the given interval. So, rotation about the x-axis, then you make y the subject of the formula. Don't forget pi, don't forget to square. So, it's exterior minus interior. And rotation about the y-axis, okay, and now you make x the subject of the formula. Don't forget pi, don't forget to square. Okay. Let's look at this example. Find the volume obtained when the shaded region enclosed by the graphs, this and this, is rotated through free about the y-axis. Okay, this is very important. So if you're going to look, this is 1 and this is 0. So first thing that you do, let's just move it up a little bit. Make x the subject of both formula. Okay, so square this side, x, and then this is x. Then the same here, just take x, take that one over, and this is g. Okay, now don't forget this one, if it's towards the y-axis, this one is the x, okay, let's rather call it exterior, outer or exterior, and this is inner or interior. Okay, so it's going to be the exterior minus the interior, the parabol minus the straight line, and don't forget to square. Okay, now as soon as I do this, I'm going to integrate. Now I'm just getting, if it's squared, just multiply out. You can do it long way or short way. Square the first term, multiply the two terms with each other, and then multiply by 2, square the last term. The same here. And then I'm just going to leave it there, and then I'm going to say 1 and 0, and this is 1 and 0, because this is, it's between this. Okay. And I work it out, and if I work it out, I'm just going to subtract, and I'm going to get 1 over 5 pi units squared. Okay, that's going to be my final answer. Okay, I want you to stop the video, and I want you to do number 1 as well as number 2. Again, I think it's best that you do 1 and then check the video if you're correct, and then do 2 and then check the video if you're correct. Okay. And then as soon as you are finished, you can continue. Let's start with number 1. The diagram shows the straight line intersects the curve at the points 1 and 4 and 4 and 1. Okay. Can I just indicate this? This is going to be about the x-axis, so I'm just interested in x values. So this is going to be 1, and this is going to be 4. Okay, so let's basically see. So if we're going to do this, we're just going to say, okay, let's just check our functions. It's in terms of x, so x, no, not in terms of x, in terms of y. Okay, and then the other one is already in terms of y. Can I just show you? The straight line is the exterior, and this one, the curve, will be the interior. So if I'm going to work it out, I'm going to say volume equals, okay, don't forget your pi, then it's between 4 and 1, and then don't forget to take your formula, the exterior one, and don't forget, oh, I just want to use the same color. Don't forget to square your function. Minus the interior one, and don't forget to square the function. And that is all to dx. I integrate to x. Okay, I think the best is first to get it ready. So it's going to be 4 and 1. If I square the first time, oh, this is not that one, it's not nice. Okay, so this is going to be 25. Then multiply with each other, multiply 2, so it's negative 10x plus x squared minus, and this is going to be 16 over x squared. Okay, and this is going to be part, I'm just going to simplify. Okay, what is there to simplify? No, I think I'm going to leave it like that. Then I'm ready to go into integration. So this is going to be 25x minus 10x2 over 2 plus x3 over 3. Okay, remember this one, I could have just written this one, but it was minus 16x minus 2. So it's going to be negative, okay, 16. Then if you add 1, then it's minus 1 divided by negative 1. And don't forget your boundaries, 4 and 1. Okay. So this is going to be pi. If I'm just going to simplify it. X minus 5x squared. I think this one we can leave like that. Don't forget that this one is becoming a positive, negative terms, and it's 16 over x. Okay, now it's ready for substitution. So if I'm going to substitute it, okay, let's start with the 4. So it's 25, 4 minus 5, 4 squared plus 4 to the power of 3 over 3 plus 16, 4 minus 25, 1 25, 1 minus 5, 1 squared plus 1 to the power of 3 over 3 plus 16, 1. Okay. And if I'm going to simplify this now, okay, so I'm just going to get, I'm just going to make it easier for myself. So this is 100 minus, and then it's 16 times 5 minus 80. 4 to the power of 3 is 64. And 6 is 4. I will now simplify it in the next step. Okay, this is 25 minus 5 plus 1/3 plus 60. Okay, and then I'm just going to say 100 minus the 80 plus 60, we see 3 plus 4 equals 45 and 1/3. Don't forget your pi. 45 and 1/3 minus, and this is going to be 25 minus 5 plus 1 ABC 3 plus 16 equals minus 36 and 1/3. Okay, so minus then, 41. If I subtract that 2, I will get on the dot. Oh, that's nice. I saw the 1/5. Didn't saw, then it's easy. But that will be 9 pi, and that will be units to the power of 3. Okay, that's how you do it. That was now towards the x-axis. Now, let's do the next one. Okay, number 2. Now, I want to show you this one, and before I'm doing it, I'm going to show you there's 2 methods doing this one. Now, okay, let's first start with number A. Number B is having 2 methods. So let's start with number A. The diagram shows parts of the curve. Okay, I always like to write it down. Okay. And they intersect at 2 and 13. So what does that mean? That means that that is 13 and that is 2. Okay, so find the area of the shaded region. Now I think the best will be here is to work to the x-axis. So I'm going to work the area underneath this one, which I'm going to take as the exterior then. Okay, and then I subtract area of this one, which I'm going to take as the interior. So if I want to find that area, and then it's easy because it's just going to be between 2 and 0. There's the 0. So it's already, the functions is correct. So which is my exterior? It's going to be this one, 2x squared plus 5. Remember, it's area, so I don't square it, and there's not a pi. And I subtract this one. And that's 2x. Okay, I think it's best to simplify it first. Okay, I could have simplified it better, but I don't have to write this thing. But 2, so it's going to be minus x squared. And it's going to be 5 minus plus 4. And remember, I'm integrating 2x. Okay, I'm ready to go into integration. So it's minus x, if I add 1, 3 over 3. And that's a x. And that is 2 and 0. Okay, and that will give me, now I'm going to substitute. It's not necessary, it's more when you use a pi. Okay, so the 2, and that is going to be negative 8 over 3 plus 8, and that will just be 0. And the final answer will then be 5 and 1 over 3 and units. Now that is units to the power of 2, not 3. Okay, so this is area, and that's why it's to the power of 2. Okay, but now we come to number B, and I'm going to even make space for number B. Leave the functions there. It's still the same functions. They are asking me, the volume when the shaded region is rotated through 360 about the y-axis. So it's now I'm going to go to the y-axis. Now, in the teacher's guide, you will see this method, where I basically divide. Okay, I think I'm going to use a straight line. I'm basically taking this curve and I'm cutting it there. And then I work out the area of this part, okay, because it's not a product. That's 13, do you agree? But it cuts at what, where does it cut? It cuts at 5, do you see? And there, because if you make x 0, it cuts at 1. So you're going to 5 and 1, and I'm just going to work basically with this function. So it's just this one. And then I'm going to work between Then I'm going to work between 13 and 5, but now it is this function, which is the exterior function, okay, minus, now this one will be the interior, and it will be between 13 and 5. So I'm breaking up this area into two parts, and that solution, workout solution, you will see in the teacher's guide. But in the teacher's guide, I also mention another method, and this is the method that I want to do on this video. Okay, I'm going to clean again, because this method is doing this. It is going to, okay, still, you're still correct by saying that it's going to be 13. Now this method is going to take this one, do you see the volume? It's going to work out the volume of this red. And then it's going to work out the volume of just, this color is not good. It's all take green. Then the volume of this, just this one. So by taking the volume of the red and subtracting the volume of the green, I will find the shaded area. Okay, and I want to show you this one. So first, because it's towards the y-axis, I must make x the subject of the formula. Okay, so let's start. I'll keep to my colors here. So I'm going to say y minus 5 equals 2x squared. I divide 2. So therefore, and I prefer that we write it like this. It's y over 2 minus 5 over 2. I think it's going to be better to work. Okay, this one is y minus 1 equals 3x squared. And I divide by 3 and I divide by 3. So in this one, x squared is y over 3 minus a third. Okay. So basically, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to now start the volume generator in the shaded free about the y-axis. So if I'm starting, okay, here let's start. Yes, let's start to see. I'm going to do it all in one sum. I will just underline it. So the volume equals y. Okay, now I'm going to use just for that part, because it's going to be between, first the big one, it's 13 and 1. Do you see? 13 and 1, okay. And it's going to be, what is the formula am I using? I'm using this one. Do you see this one? So it's going to be y over 3 minus a third. Now, I don't have to square it because there's already a square. Do you see that? And I'm integrating to y. Okay, and then I subtract, and it's again pi. Okay, but now it's that green part. Okay, and don't forget that that value there was 5. Okay, so I'm going to get 13 and 5, and I'm going to say it's going to be y over 2 minus 5 over 2, and it's going to, again it's square, so I don't square, and it's still dy. Okay, and that is going to be now pi. Okay, let's see if I can, I think I can already go into integration. Everything is ready there. So it's going to be y squared over 3, and don't forget to divide by the square, minus 1/3 y, and it's going to be 13 and 1. I just bring a little bit of, but it was not necessary to bring in the yellow. Okay, and this one is going to be y2 over, okay, don't forget, that is that 2, and this is this 2, minus 5 over 2y. And that is going to be 13 and 5. Okay. And now I'm just going to, I think I can go for substitution already. Let's go for it. So I'm going to go all in red. Okay, so if I substitute there, it's going to be 13 squared over 6 minus a third 13. Okay, don't forget to substitute the 1. Minus, okay, and that's better if I put a bracket. 1 squared over 6 minus 1/3 and 1. Okay. Minus 5. Going to move it a little bit. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to now get, I start, so it's 13 squared over 4 minus 5 over 2, and it's going to be 13. Okay, it's almost like in a bracket, and then minus 5 squared over 4 minus 5 over 2, 5. And it's going to close. Okay. So that is, that's the red. So I'm showing you. If I'm simplifying, and I'm going to now, so this is 169 over 6 minus 13 over 3. Okay, I'm doing it a little bit long, just not to get. So it's 1 over 6 lost in calculations minus 1 over 3 on the anti-calculator. Let's just take rather a little bit time, write it out, and make sure you don't make unnecessary mistakes. Okay, so this is going to be also 169. It's just over 4. And then if I multiply this, 65 over 2. Again, this minus 25 over 4 minus 25 over 2. Okay, and if I simplify this, okay, in this bracket, it's going to give me 23 and 5 over 6 minus, and that will be negative 1 over 6. Okay, minus pi 9 and 3/4 minus negative 6 and 1/4. And that is going to, this is going to be add, and if you add, you're going to get 24. So it's 24 pi minus, and if you add, it's also add a 1/4, do you see? So it's going to be 10, and that one 16. Oh, let's just first write the 16. And what do you see? It's exactly the same as the answer in the teacher's guide at the back of the book. It's 8 pi, and it's units to the power of 3. And that's the final answer.